In this presentation, we're going to talk about how much you can grow your practice using lifecycle marketing. So we're going through the diagnostic questionnaire. We've published this and you can get it by visiting clickconvertsell.com. In this questionnaire, we go into detail on the 10 elements of a lifecycle approach for a dental practice. So let's go in there. So how much can you grow your practice? Well, your dental practice is a collection of systems. And the collection of systems is a business. So as a business owner, you want to improve your systems and you want to improve your team's operation of the systems. What does this mean? It means you've got to look at these 10 items. What you sell. Do you have high value items? How do you promote those items? How do you keep in touch with people? How do you convert inquiries? What kind of experience you deliver? How do you understand what people want? What packages and options do you offer? How do you deliver your service and comfort? And how do you ensure an excellent result in after-sales experience? And how you keep in touch long-term? This is a complete life cycle. Now you need to look at this for all of the different elements. So, to grow your practice, you want to do 3 things. You want to increase the number of customers you've got, increase the average transaction size, that's how much they spend with you, and increase the frequency of purchase, how often they purchase from you. So for example, to increase the number of customers you've got, if you increase the number of braces customers you've got, sedation customers and implant customers, that's going to have a bigger impact than to increase just the number of hygiene customers and say simple whitening customers. So it's all about having a strategic approach. And as you can see, by addressing the average transaction size and the frequency of purchase, you can have powerful compounding effects. So, the first thing you want to look at is your positioning. Do you have specific targeted marketing for high-value procedures? If you don't currently have a sub-position in your practice where you're trying to attract these high-value customers, you're really missing out. In order to do that, you've got to have specific literature for these people, specific packages which are high value and unique to you, and a dedicated plan to communicate the expertise that you offer to your market. So you need to go through all these different elements, and you need to do these simultaneously if you wanted to have like a braces part, an implant part, and a smile makeover part, for example, in your practice. Then it's all very well and good having your communication out there about these different services, but one-step selling does not work. People can take many times, many months in order to purchase something. So how do you keep in touch? You've got to have a multi-step, multi-channel approach. You've got to have systems and processes in place to educate them over time. You've got to use Google Analytics to test and track how often people are engaging with you, how much it costs you to get an engagement. You need to have opt-in pages on each website. In each web page you need to have a system to follow up with these inquiries and a way of recording what people are interested in so that you can engage with them more. You need all these things in place. But then it's all very well and good, again, them keeping in touch with you and learning more about you, but then they're going to call you sometime. And when they call you, they're quite low in trust. So what they want to know is to be kind of reassured about what you offer, to see that the experience with your staff matches what they've experienced and read about you so far. And then it's a question of being invited to come in. So you need to be tracking which phone calls you're getting, where they're coming from, how many people called but didn't go through with you, how your team must know how to kind of convert those inquiries into appointments, and you've got to have the skills to do that. Now, this is all about using a data-driven and conversion-centric approach, and with the right systems, this can be done. So once they visit you to come and see you, what happens then? Well, you can't leave that to chance. You've got to have an intentional visit and welcome system for them so that when they come and see you for the first time, they feel that this is a very, very good experience and it's different from other practices because people shop around. You need to have a system to make sure that they feel completely at home. You need to have ways that you follow them up with different systems, and you need to have a clear customer journey where all of your team know what they're supposed to be doing at each step. That's very, very important. And then once they've come to see you and they've had a nice experience so far, you've got to have a clear system to allow them to understand what options are available to them. So you've got to really assess things for them and go through the items which they could be suitable for. If you don't have ready-made options for them, how will they know what they can say yes to? Do you have simple payment options listed? Do you have clear guarantees options? Do you offer same-day options for treatment as well? By having all these different elements in place, it means that you present your customer the best possible opportunity to say yes and find a fit of what your service is for them. Because without all these things being intentionally designed, it will not be a smooth experience. And then once they say yes, that's just the beginning. You've got to make sure that you can deliver a very, very good experience. So what are you doing to make sure it's a great clinical experience? What little touch points are you putting in? What critical non-essentials are you putting in to make sure they feel comfortable? How are you following up with them? All these things are very, very important. You want to have standardized procedures to make sure faster, more efficient production. You want to have clinical results review to make sure the patient understands exactly what's delivered today so they know exactly what's happening. You want to make sure they've got a follow-up appointment scheduled. You need to have all these different elements in place every single time. And then once you've delivered it, you need to make sure that you're providing the best quality treatment and you're following up to make sure it's good, because the most valuable thing to look at is lifetime customer value. This is how much the customer will spend with you over the lifetime. So if you've got a good experience with them and if they feel it's high quality and if you follow up to show that you care, they're going to stay with you. So it's very important to make sure you have systems and processes in place to follow up with them. So you need to proactively seek out problems to make sure that everything is completely good. So once you've done that, they've then had some treatment with you, they've completed it, you need to make sure that you keep them for life, not just one procedure. So you need to have a system whereby you can follow up with them to make sure that they can book in for their next appointment. You need to have a system in place to keep in touch with them about other procedures or processes that they may be interested in, and you need a way of documenting and educating them about those different elements. So if you don't have an intentional journey for them, you can't rely on pure chance for them to come back and see you. So by going through all those elements, you want to then also be making sure within your practice you're tracking your different elements, your fixed costs, your variable costs, your most profitable areas. And you want to make sure that you then prioritize your resources and your training to those high quality, high impact areas. So by completing this questionnaire, you can then score yourself out of 100, and you want to see where you are. This will identify your opportunities for growth. If you want to find out how data-driven your marketing and your business systems are, you can get Insider Systems. We've got a free practice growth test. You can take it here by visiting this website and filling out the questions. We can give you some recommendations about what the best options are for you. So how much can you grow your practice? Well, that's up to you.